Welcome to Garage Sales Unhinged.
where the characters are as quirky as the finds.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jake.
Join us as we dive into the wild world of garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, and anywhere secondhand sales are happening.
From bizarre bargains to hilarious haggles.
You won't believe the stories we've got lined up.
Let's get unhinged.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
How's
good.
everybody? Everybody feeling good? Everybody settling in? Yeah. Everybody start making out. Go ahead.
No, that's gross.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you doing emotionally, man?
Every day's a journey.
Don't stop believing. That is my favorite Journey song. That's probably my favorite song of all time. It's just, man, that comes on in the car. You just got to belt it out. Like I have been late for meetings because it's a priority for me to finish the Journey song.
Really?
And honestly, that's all life is priorities. And I don't want to miss an opportunity to belt out Don't Stop Believing for like talking about quarterly numbers. No,
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably making the good choice there.
I'm with Steve Perry. Leave me alone. Okay, let's talk about the emotional burden of getting rid of crap. And I use crap in a loose sense. So I could be talking about my own crap. I could be
Okay.
talking- Not loose crap.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah.
So this could be my own stuff. It could be our parents' stuff. And I have friends that are currently going through this process. And we had a really good conversation about it. So I actually wanted to talk about today that the emotional process of getting rid of things. And I'm currently doing this because I'm still going through guest closets and cleaning out stuff that we have. Let me give you an example of an emotional burden of getting rid of something.
Okay.
What do you do with your child's school pictures year over year? What do you do with them?
I mean, a lot of people keep them. I keep them.
But then what do you do with them? Whenever she's 55,
Yeah. I mean, like right now they're all in one thing. But yeah, you're right. At some point, it's like, well, I'll keep moving that one thing around. But
like, did you know that our parents still have our school pictures?
I had damn well hope they had better, That's
They're
I
not on-
hard on that macaroni duck.
But no, like I'm talking about like, your annual school pictures, but they don't have them on display anymore. They just have them in a box somewhere. Jacob, at some point, you, me, our older brother are going to have to go through all the boxes.
Yeah. Maybe that's the point of hanging on to it, is so that your children will have to go through those things and spend time together and reminisce and all the other stuff.
Well, but here's the thing, like one of my friends is facing, her dad has he's moved out. No, I think he's passed away now. Either way, he's either moved out of the house or he's passed away, but if he's still alive, he's living in a assisted living facility. It is on her, it's her responsibility to get the house ready to go on the market to be sold. The house is full of her parents' things.
Yeah.
And she is struggling emotionally of having to go through everything. Because the other thing is too, is like the longer you don't put a house on the market, the more you're paying in, property taxes, or if it's not paid off, you're paying the mortgage. You have to pay for electricity, you have to pay for water, like all those things to keep a house in running order.
Right.
And so it's not like you have all the time in the world to just, well, I'm going to get to it eventually. And also, if you have other family members that are also waiting on the sale of that house, it could be generating some animosity between those family members. And so she was saying how much she was struggling with the thought of going through her parents' things, sorting out which items to keep, which items to toss, which items to sell. And also, how much does she know to sell it for? Because maybe her parents collected things and she doesn't collect those. She doesn't know how much they're worth. And so part of it's going, there, as much as we talk about like decluttering, hey, declutter. I'm currently decluttering because I don't want my stepdaughter to have to go through all the boxes later in life. But also, I need to be able to put stuff back in my guest closets. Um, but it is one of those things we don't talk about the emotional burden of it. And there are times where, like, I mean, I did this the other day. I have a box of things I still need to go through after the renovation of my home office. And some of it are pictures of my friends from high school.
Hmm.
They have no clue that I still have these photos.
Yeah, I didn't even like this person. Yeah.
Well, and I'm like, why? Like, I should be able to give this thing that they're housed in, like, I need to donate it. But what do I do with the photo? Do I just throw them away? Because I feel like I'm throwing away a piece of that person. This is where the emotional burden comes in.
It is easy to say declutter. Uh, there's something about the word that makes it seem like a very easy process.
Right.
But the truth is, our relationship with physical things is not physical at all. It's emotional,
Yeah.
and I think you see that in some cases where somebody might might be described as a hoarder. Is that there could be a lot of stuff. One of the reasons for those things is like there's like a mental and emotional thing.
Yeah.
Like no, there's no logical reason for me to have all of this stuff apart from the emotion of it, or apart from the difficulty of parting with it emotionally. Yeah.
Yeah. And it does go into a lot of that. And I think where the emotional burden of clearing out items could be a major life change. Um, moving away from home for the first time, getting your first apartment, um, getting divorced and having to split up those assets, a family member passing away, and then you have their items. So I have another friend that her parents are gone, and she was part of the process of liquidating their estate. And then also her 26-year-old daughter passed away suddenly. And so she also has all of her daughter's stuff
Hmm.
to try to get rid of, sell, and all those things.
Yeah.
And this friend is doing it all. You can call an estate sale company. So a lot of people, what they don't realize, estate sales are just that they sell estates. It doesn't mean that the person has to have died. Some people use it. Like, I have friends that have moved overseas. Well, they are not taking anything from here, and they don't want to have the hassle of trying to sell stuff. So they hired an estate sale company to do it all for them.
Huh.
I know. Pretty genius.
I always thought estate sales like somebody had to die.
No.
That's
lot of
very
times-
kind of them.
No, a lot of times especially if a family has to move for a job, and that job, hey, it's starting next week, we got to get going.
Yeah.
They can contact an estate sale company, and they can do that sale for them. Whenever a family member dies, and you're trying to go through that process of what do we keep, what do we sell, those things. My friends that have gone through this process, they said, yeah, it's a big burden, and probably need to have other family members there, bring in a friend that can help you do that. I already have one of my friends that have said, Julie, whenever I die, you come to my house and take all my clothes, because she has a lot of professional clothes, and take it to this women's charity, and they can use my suits. I said, okay, well, I said, do you not want your husband and son to do it? She's like, and she's already told me, she's like, they won't be able to function. You do it. I said, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I was like, and also make sure you've told your husband and son, and it's not just me walking in and grabbing all this stuff.
Yeah, so Linda's gone, huh? Too bad. It's like she wanted me to go ahead and take this flat screen. And so there's not a Mrs. Linda in the house anymore.
But yeah, there's things like that, like having that support system there to be able to go through things. And for my friend whose dad is no longer in the house, she's like, there's nothing in the house that they want to keep. There's nothing of value there. They just need to clean it out so she can get the house clean to go on the market. And here's the thing that no one tells you. Your local city municipality has resources to help with this.
Are you planning a garage sale, yard sale, or estate sale and need some help? Look no further than Garage Sale Supply. They provide top-notch resources and expert advice to help you host the perfect sale. From pricing tips to promotional strategies, they've got you covered. Visit garagesalesupply.com and make your next sale a success.
One of my friends who has gone through this, her sister-in-law is a social worker.
Okay.
This is something that social workers help out with. And I think a lot of times we think about social workers as like being advocates for children and
Right.
making sure there's healthy homes and all that stuff. They are also they have resources for senior citizens, and not only senior citizens, but for the people that are going through end of life stages and going through some of these big life changes. Social workers have resources for them. So in my city, I was looking at this today of going, well, what does my city provide as resources? So there's a couple of them. One, if you want to go to like a big national resource, you can always do AARP. They have kind of a directory of stuff. You have to be a member to access those things, but they have resources out there that can help. In my city, they have a group that is Seniors Helping Seniors. So these are people that do small like handyman projects. In this group, they do them Friday mornings, but it's a senior person that can fix a leaky faucet to replacing a wood fence, portion of a wood fence. But it's no cost to the person that they're helping, but it's those type of situations. You can reach out to your senior advocacy groups within your community to ask about, hey, this is my situation. There's companies out there that will come in and do this type of thing, and they have those resources. My other friend who just went through an estate sale process for her parents' estate, and it makes so much sense. After she told me that, I was like, that's a no-brainer. Whenever you need to just get things out of a house, moving companies. And a lot of the moving companies, like they do this as part of their service, but a lot of the moving companies work with various consignment stores, antique stores, charity groups. So you can call a moving company and say, this is my issue. Do you have a charity group or, whatever you may be looking for? Do you have someone you can recommend? Because the moving companies, they have a vast network of resources, of people, things like that. So you can rely on that type of network to say, now they're probably going to give you the name and the reference to a friend of theirs,
Sure.
but you're getting a name to follow up with. So there's options out there. Again, none of these people offer therapy sessions, which I think is part of that emotional burden. But for like, once you're like, okay, I know I'm going to have to go through this stuff, or I just need people to start moving things out so it can get that ball rolling. And instead of me having to touch every single thing, I can just look at that couple of things about, okay, I want to keep those, the rest of it goes out.
Interesting. I didn't realize there were services around that, but I mean, it is good to know that they're not all strictly geared towards seniors,
Yeah.
because it's an issue for a lot of people. It doesn't matter the age.
Well, and so for my friend whose 26-year-old daughter passed away, her daughter's, I'm going to say, fashion aesthetic does not match her mom's. And so my friend is having to research, like, I don't know how much this purse or these pants go for and all that stuff. And she's trying to do it one by one. And I said, well, why don't you just connect with a reseller that focuses on that thing and sell the whole lot to the reseller? Granted, you're not going to get top dollar as if you were selling it for yourself, but you would also get rid of everything in one go. And whenever I said that, she looked at me, she goes, I didn't even know that was a thing. So for my friend who I've had on our show before, Maggie, she resells 60s and 70s vintage clothing. That if someone had a family member that had a lot of vintage clothing, and Maggie has people do this to her, you can call up Maggie and say, hey, I have 2 closets full of stuff. Will you come tell me what I have? Will you buy things from me? And she will drive in her car, go over there that like as soon as possible, because she knows, like, 1, what you have, 2, she's going to be fair with you. 3, she also has to turn around and make money off of it. And so she's going to be open and transparent, but any reseller would do that type of thing. And so again, for people that have especially a specific type of clothing. If you find a reseller that specializes in it, you can get rid of a lot of it, and it's still going to go to a good place, and people are going to purchase it and love on it, and wear it for their style going forward.
I mean, that solves a lot of the stuff. But yeah, you're right. The actual emotional side of it, that takes some therapy.
Well, and I mean, you brought up earlier like hoarders. I think that is like, and I was trying to explain to someone the other day. I said the difference between a collector and a hoarder is that the collector knows when to sell something. They have a timeline. A hoarder holds on to, and this is one of my friends, she has a collection of Barbies, and she's like, oh no, it's going to be worth a lot, in 5 years, 10 years. And her husband's like, it's not going to get any better. Just sell them.
Wait, I'm sorry, a collection of what?
Barbies,
Oh, Barbies. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
vintage Barbies. Um, and it's one of those things of like, a hoarder holds on to it because someday it's going to be worth a lot of money, but that someday never comes because it's like the casino. I'm waiting for it to hit big. I'm going, listen, that
Yeah.
thing has cockroaches all over it. It's not going to
Right.
much.
Yeah, I'm not sure that people that might be described, as hoarding, I don't know that it's always the motivation is monetary or financial or anything like that. I mean, sometimes it's just like, no, I need this. Like, you can't get rid of this, and you're like, and for whatever ostensible reason, but at the core,
Yeah.
it's still an emotional thing. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack and work through. And again, whenever you have a lot of big milestone life changes all happen at once, it's hard to process all of it. And again, for people that think like, hey, I have to get the house done, and just the heavy burden of that on my brain going, it's keeping me from actually doing the thing. There's resources out there that can help you do the thing. Now, they can also recommend some good mental health professionals that can help you process that.
Yeah.
But I also don't want people to think like, oh, I have to clear out a 2-story house all by myself. Like, no, there's groups out there that can do it for you.
And I guess it's just like, hey, like you would advise people just like start looking online, and you'll find things.
Honestly, like, because a lot of what I do want people to be cautious with is swindlers of like, hey, are they going to take you for granted? Are they going to swindle you out of something that you didn't actually want to get rid of? That's why I recommend going with a city, municipality, something of a local service, or at least reach out to those people, and then they can lead you in the right direction.
Well, good tip and good to know. I mean, because yeah, it's like usually when you are at the point where you've got to do something, you're likely at a pretty overwhelming, point
Yeah.
anyway. And it's very easy to kind of get that tunnel vision. You're like, oh no, this is overwhelming. I need to do something about this. And the last thing you do is think that it's okay to bring in help, and that help is available. So
Yeah.
no, that's really good insight.
Social workers, they do a lot. So that's what I got for this week.
Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Goodbye.